Good afternoon, everyone. Welcome to another afternoon read aloud. Happy Friday. Oh, it is Friday. We are going to finish chapter 20. It's only like a page and a half, so this might be our shortest read aloud ever. But that's okay. We're still going to take ourselves to the read aloud. We're going to learn till we can't no more. What was the last thing that happened? Wilbur fainted. Do you remember? That's where we left off. And why did Wilbur faint? That means he passed out. Because there were so many people in the crowd and he gets nervous and he was having an anxiety attack. And then he fainted, but who woke him up? Templeton the rat. And how did Templeton wake up Wilbur? Templeton bit Wilbur's tail and then Wilbur woke up. And now everyone cheered, yay! And they're announcing the wonderful, the famous Some Pig! It's a miracle, ladies and gentlemen. Gather around and see the amazing, the terrific, the radiant, the Some Pig, the terrific, radiant, what was the other word? Humble Wilbur! And everyone's cheering, and we think Charlotte's plan is working. So putting those words in the web worked. Now they think this is a special pig, and they won't eat a special pig. He also won a special prize, and Mr. Zuckerman got $25 for his pig. And that's where we left off. Templeton just woke up Wilbur by biting his tail, and now we'll finish chapter 20. Let's just see. He sighed with relief. Nobody had seen Templeton. The rat had done his work well. So even though Templeton's a selfish, mean character, he helps a lot in this story. And he's doing it for himself more, though. He does listen to Charlotte, though. He respects Charlotte. And now, one of the judges climbed into the ring with the prizes. He handed Mr. Zuckerman 2 $10 bills and a $5 bill. Then he tied the medal around Wilbur's neck. Then he shook hands with Mr. Zuckerman while Wilbur blushed. Avery put out his hand and the judge shook hands with him, too. Remember, Avery's the older brother. He's loving all this attention. The crowd cheered. A photographer took Wilbur's picture. A great feeling of happiness swept over the Zuckermans and the Arables. This was the greatest moment in Mr. Zuckerman's life. It is deeply satisfying to win a prize in front of a lot of people. As Wilbur was being shoved back into the crate, Lurvy came charging through the crowd, carrying a pail of water. His eyes had a wild look. Without hesitating a second, he dashed the water at Wilbur. In his excitement, he missed his aim, and the water splashed all over Mr. Zuckerman and Avery. They got soaking wet. "For goodness sake," bellowed Mr. Zuckerman, who was really drenched. "What ails you, Lurvy? Can't you see this pig is all right?" You asked for water," said Lurvy meekly. "I didn't ask for a shower bath," said Mr. Zuckerman. The crowd roared with laughter, and, of course, Finally, Mr. Zuckerman had a laugh, too. And, of course, Avery was tickled to find himself so wet, and he immediately started to act like a clown. He pretended he was taking a shower bath. He made faces and danced around and rubbed imaginary soap under his armpits. Then he dried himself with an imaginary towel. So Avery loves the attention. He's dancing around. The crowd is laughing. Lurvy, the helper on the farm, Mr. Zuckerman said, "Quick, go get some water," when Wilbur fainted, and Lurvy finally came back, even though Wilbur already woke up because Templeton bit his tail. So Lurvy has the water, and he just threw it. He missed, and he got Mr. Zuckerman and Avery all wet. The crowd laughed. Avery's dancing around like a clown, pretending to shower and pretending to dry himself. "Avery, stop it," cried his mother. "Stop showing off." But the crowd loved it. Avery heard nothing but the applause. He liked being a clown in a ring with everybody watching in front of the grandstand. When he discovered there was still a little water left at the bottom of the pail, he raised the pail high in the air and dumped the water on himself and made faces. The children in the grandstand screamed with appreciation. At last, things calmed down. Wilbur was loaded into the truck. Avery was led from the ring by his mother and placed on the seat of the truck to dry off. The truck, driven by Mr. Arable, crawled slowly back to the pig pen. Avery's wet trousers made a big wet spot on the seat. And that is the end of chapter 20. I told you it wasn't going to be long. You may be wondering, okay, it looks like that's the end of our story. Wilbur's okay. He won the prize. Charlotte's plan worked. Now they're going back to the farm. So what is going to happen next? Make sure you pay close attention. Keep watching these read-alouds. I will talk to you next week. We'll finish our story. I look forward to doing that and running out of things to say. So have a wonderful weekend. Have a great afternoon. Keep up the outstanding work. Keep working hard. Keep on reading. You know the drill. Talk to you soon.